All right, y'all. So today we're gonna be reacting to Sonic Racing Crossworlds does what Nintendo don't, and this is from Cole the Fat Guy, the Fact Guy. Um, that's a bold statement, man. Saying that basically Sonic Racing Crossworlds is doing what I guess racing kart fans wants and pause,
The Sonic fans might have possibly been right.
pause.
Sonic fans tend to bounce between complete depression and intense cope. Like, dude, have you seen how they reacted to these 5 out of 10 movies? And then you get the actual good one, and it's like the heat death of the universe is happening, and they are bringing it forth. I should know.
Bro,
Because I
all the
am a
Sonic
Sonic fan.
movies were
I
good.
don't know what's
People
kept
are
this
tripping,
series so
man.
close to my heart since I was so young. But there's always this weird love in everything this blue goes up in, good or bad for me. And this all really came to a head this year with Sonic Racing Crossworlds. People went from depressingly screaming that the game had no chance against a new Mario Kart to coping so hard that it was going to be not only as good as Mario Kart, but better than it.
Okay, whenever I first seen Sonic Racing Crossworlds get announced, and seeing like video footage and stuff, like I didn't think that it was going to be better than Mario Kart World when I first seen it though. I just thought that okay, this is probably a cool game to play, you know. It looks like some, you know, because I definitely do like these type of games and whatnot that are competing against other heavy hitters like Mario Kart World. Whenever I played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, it was a breath of fresh air. And this is fresh off of whenever I got my Switch 2 and it came with Mario Kart World bundle. What a lot of people are going to say about Mario Kart World is, oh, the mechanics and and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds all over this place. I don't think people that like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds value mechanics like that. I think people are just trying to have fun. We know that Mario Kart World plays smooth, but better mechanics doesn't always make a better game and or better, less to say the term, more fun. I don't think, because I'm about to say funner. I don't even think funner is a word. But yeah, though, man. But Mario Kart World is a good game, but it's gotten boring, man. Like I got to keep it real with you. It's gotten boring.
For a few reasons. For one, Mario Kart World wasn't exactly what we all hoped for. It's a good game, even great at times, but it's a game that constantly limits itself and refuses to let people play how they want.
It's
Another thing is that
underwhelming.
Sega was actually backing up the fans here. I love this new confidence they've put into Sonic, ever since around Frontiers. Yeah, I don't really like Frontiers, but the marketing team went from purely mocking the series, and even the developers rarely feeling like they had any confidence or drive for the series, to constantly pushing super hard to show that, yeah, Sonic isn't just cringy. People love these characters. They're interesting and cool. The Year of
Thanks.
Shadow was the perfect encapsulation of that, with a huge amount of passion and confidence in the movie, on Shadow Generations, and just the extra stuff like Dark Beginnings. And that hasn't ended with Crossworlds. So many references and cool trailers, the insane character reveals, the massive roster of free crossover DLC characters, and paid left field DLC.
All right, so this is one thing about Crossworlds that I like. Whatever, it's like the DLC characters. Some of them are just left field, and you need something like that to shake up a game. Mario Kart World, you would think that they would have stepped outside the box as far as characters, but all the characters that we seen in Mario Kart World were expected. Although not bad, the game is still fun. I will say that as far as like the tricks and stuff, you can wall ride and do backflips and stuff while you're riding, well, driving and stuff. It's still fun. It's just after a while, what's next? I'm still waiting on, and I want Mario Kart World to be good. Like I'm still waiting on more maps, more characters, because you would think with a game like Smash Brothers and what was it, Smash Brothers Ultimate, but the one that has all these characters joined with Mario, you think Mario would take that a book out of that and then load it up with characters like that? Though they did what Mario Kart World was supposed to do.
Verges with Sega once again attacking Mario and Nintendo for the first time in decades. It's amazing. It's the first time this series has felt like it had a stable direction and passion at the helm since Sonic Generations. This game also had massive shoes to fill in its own series. Team Sonic Racing
True.
wasn't awful, but it was pretty representative of the time that it came out. Not bad, but not really trying to be that good. Weird character choices, bland tracks. It felt like it didn't want want to be a Sonic game, like it was embarrassed to be one. But this game was advertising itself not just as a massive Sonic celebration, but as a sequel to All-Star Racing Transformed, one of the
This is
very
like,
few kart racers I would put up
man,
there with Mario
a
Kart.
breath of
That's
fresh
what
air,
really had
man.
me curious. Could they match just how solid of a drift racer that game was? That dynamic track design, that frantic and intense pace. Well, I think it's clear by now. Yeah, not only that, but in a lot of ways, this game also clears that new Mario Kart. Now, I've made it clear how Mario Kart World frustrates me a lot, and since then, the game got worse. Yippee! But would I say it's overall worse than Sonic Racing Crossworlds? Yes and no. I think in certain places it's still untouchable, but those problems I've mentioned before are really coming back to bite it in comparison, because this
Yep.
game shares very few of its flaws, and we're going to get into that today.
Disclaimer. This is not a Mario Kart World hate video reaction video. This is just a reaction, just observing why I like Sonic Racing Crossworlds more than Mario Kart World at the moment. Mario Kart World does have features that makes it shine on its own, but at the current moment, Sonic Racing Crossworlds has my attention more than Mario Kart World.
Let's analyze Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Obviously,
All right,
if
let's
I'm going to
go.
frequently compare this game to Mario Kart World, I've got to bring up how much more fair and better the price is, right? After all, World is the most
Facts.
overpriced game of all time, but this one is basically discounted. Yeah,
I still don't agree with games being $70, $80, man. Crossworlds is a $10 difference, but Mario Kart World being $80 is ridiculous. That's why whenever I bought my Switch 2, I bought the bundle so I can, because had I paid $80 for Mario Kart World, I would have been pissed off. I've been pissed off because of the limited features that Mario Kart World has. You know what? Mario Kart World does have features. It's just the features aren't strong enough to be $80. That's probably why people are giving Mario Kart World such flack, is because of the price and lack of content, lack of DLCs, lack of more things, stuff that's supposed to be added to it from day one. But let's see.
it's good,
It's
but the
not.
only content is racing. No extra story or missions like in the few previous racing games, and while yeah, not all of those were good, this game has no real replacement. Just racing.
That's
if I'm being
true.
honest, I think if they actually wanted to make Nintendo look like the greedy pigs that they are, the
Add a
best
story
move
mode.
would have been to sell this game at a discounted price. The season pass, I guess, could stay how it is, but imagine how amateur Nintendo would look if their $80 game that required a new system was getting dominated in both reception and price by a
Prices, the video game market has been ridiculous when it comes to these prices. Even with the consoles, was it Xbox? Almost was like five, 600, almost $600 now. Like I remember, it's funny. Recently, I bought my daughter was it Xbox Series S, and I paid. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to pay like $300, and ended up paying over $400 for it because the prices went up because of tariffs. I'm so tired of that word, man. And every console went up in price at least about $50 to $100, probably $100 actually.
different kart racer that can be played on the previous generation. Obviously, that's not the world we live in, but I do think it would have legitimately made me just flat out say, this game is better. Mario Kart World. But as it is, I don't see its price as a point over the competition. In fact, I find it almost as unacceptable, if not just as. Also, I don't want to compare them too much because it's not fair for any kart racer to be compared to it, but Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers is a free game and has more characters and content. Again, not a fair comparison, as I would rather compare the two consumer products against each other rather than comparing them to the free, incredible labor of love that's kind of untouchable and is one of the best of the genre. But nobody even cares about the price. We're all sheep and we love to give these companies our money. At least that's what YouTube.
No, we care about the price. We care about the price. We just bite our tongues and just pay the price. Trust me.
Comments have taught me. So how's the gameplay? Yeah, it's good. No. To be fair, I think that as long as it used the shell they've been using since All-Star Racing, the game would at least feel good to play, and it does. The Sonic kart racing games are actually not quite as comparable to Mario Kart in pure game feel as you would think, especially with games like 8 and World in the picture. While yes, you choose a character, and now in Crossworlds you choose and even build a cart, spam items, the works, the actual game feel and design are much different. Mario Kart is a lot more chaotic, a lot more bumping into each other, and a lot more of your skill expression depending on the tracks themselves. Also, if you ask me, it feels a little more bouncy. I guess. Carts tend to bounce around a little bit more, and the weight of it feels like every car has a bit of give to it, which adds to the cartoony nature and
Yeah.
gameplay.
I've always said this about the two. Mario Kart World, good racing game, but at times comes off as childish. Even though Nintendo is, to me, I guess it's like based for, I guess, family friend oriented kids games and stuff, but Crossworlds seems more like to be the serious racer, even though it's still cartoon and stuff, whatever. It's more Crossworlds has that need for speed, Tokyo Drift type racing game, racing feel to it.
You're either currently boosting or trying to charge up a boost. Straight paths tend to be either super tight or super wide, leading to different priorities for each one, and it means racing feels a little less
Visually, it
random
looks
and a
good.
little more intense. This can lead to more linear level design, but most of the time, meaning most games besides Team Sonic Racing, the developers knew how to create unique track designs that still complemented the gameplay style. And I honestly think that was the biggest focus when it came to this game. Team Sonic Racing had very bland tracks, so this one had a lot to prove, and I think that's why this game's main gimmick was added, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Baseline, these courses are great. I think the game does kind of fail to put its best foot forward, as its first couple of tracks are so basic that they can kind of give the wrong impression, but I'm not
Definitely.
kidding. Every track from Water Palace onward has something incredible about it. First off, each one is gorgeous. Everything is detailed and cartoony, and nothing gets lost in the chaos of the race. Second off, oh my god, the fan service is insane. Obviously, the All-Star games and even Team Racing had some fun references, but this game just goes above and beyond. Obviously, visually, almost every track from this game is pulled from a game in the series. Unleashed, Forces,
Facts.
Frontiers, Colors, Secret Rings, and even the original Riders.
But what would have took Mario Kart World over the top is actually allowing the people to jump off the vehicle and go inside the shop, get something to eat, buy stuff, and make this a world game. You can't call something Mario Kart World when you're just on the vehicle the whole time. Yes, you get to explore stuff though. If this is a world game, I should be able to jump off the vehicle. Let's say I get in an accident. I need to fall off the vehicle, have to run back to my vehicle, and then start back driving again, and just being able to walk around and stuff. That's just me. I feel like that would have separated this game from every kart game.
It's all just on the surface because somehow they managed to make every track feel like the games they were pulled from. Apodos has tighter corridors with alternate sides to take through them because that's how the original level was. Mystic Jungle has those water slides that you can jump between. Kronos Island has multiple wide open areas followed by you driving after Squid. North Star Islands from Sonic Superstars borrows multiple level themes, but every time you go into a new theme, the gimmicks change. From the walls you can drive on, into the air fans, into the factory bouncing you up. It's like every track's design was made not only with a passion for referencing the series, but was also picked for how it could affect a kart racer. Plus, as I said, this game is a sequel to All-Stars Racing Transformed, and the thing about that game is that the vehicle transformations were only a part of what made that game great, because the transformations are what led to the dynamic track designs. Transformed tracks rarely ever stayed the same between laps. They would fall apart, new paths would open. You'd be driving on a track for one lap, then the next lap be flying past fighter jets or boating through lava.
Shout outs to Cole, the fact guy with his video on Sonic Racing Crossworlds does what Nintendon't. He makes a lot of valid points. One thing that I guess Mario Kart World fans give pushback on is the mechanics of Crossworlds. I don't think people that love Crossworlds care about perfect racing game mechanics. We care about, is the game fun? And does it have more things to offer? Well, actually, I'm not sure. That might be it. I don't know. Like, I don't see them add anything new. That just might be it. What if that's the whole game? Mario Kart World fans, if Mario Kart World just left the game as it is, or whatever, for about 2 years straight, would y'all be happy with it? Be honest with me. Because we know Crossworlds is going to have different DLCs all year, throughout the year. I know Mega Man is coming. Mega Man is coming next year. We got SpongeBob and Patrick dropping either in a few weeks or next month. Options, DLCs, and stuff to look forward to. Different maps coming. Still a fun game, but right now my choice is Crossworlds. But y'all let me know in the comments, what game do you prefer? Do you prefer Crossworlds or Mario Kart World? Sonic Racing Crossworlds or Mario Kart World? Let me know what you prefer. You know, keep it respectful though. Trust me, it's not that deep. But you already know what to do, man. It's Arkitek Miss J with another video. You haven't already hit that subscribe button, notification bell, like, comment, share. Until next time, peace.